racing. It's in our blood. From the No Limits of Texas to the high-speed banks at Daytona.
I mean, nobody's going to catch that 3-truck of Hal Amy as he takes it.
From the drop of the green flag. To green flag pit stops. To their DNA. We live for it. There's 7 nights in a week. And only one night matters to us. The moment to prove that we're the best. Laying down an entire season. Pushing the limits. We're made for it.
Bumper, Artie Peterson out to the lead. Glenn Jameson's pushing hard now. Garrett behind him. Top 5 could throw a blanket over it. Artie's going to drop down to the inside. 10 car's going to start pushing. These guys are getting a little dicey back in 5th and 6th place. Little contact between the 14 and the 70. 63, 3 wide in the front. Artie Peterson stuck out in the middle. Brandon Winning, we got a car down on the apron. 70 car, and now a car up in the wall. We got a wreck behind him. 1 lap to go. Rick Fagone has got the position right now. Garrett Helmlinger and Glenn Jameson neck and neck. We got a push on the inside. Push on the 10 car. Rick Fagone looks like he might pull it off neck and neck at the line. And the 10, oh, the Garrett Helmlinger. I can't believe what I just saw. It looks like Garrett Helmlinger.
Survival of the fittest. 16 chase drivers. 1 championship. Who's got what it takes? As they give the command to start the engines, it's time to find out. WFO is live right now. Alright, sorry to get a little late here. We're trying to figure out. Keaton Tripp started on the pole tonight with a 30.7, but has not made the grid. So our new pole sitter would be technically Rick Fagone. And we've got Jerry Cochran, Garrett Helmlinger, John T. Wimbish, Jerry Cochran Jr., Richard Holland, James Lee, Larry Dickerson, and Matt Egan as your top 10. A lot of cars out here tonight. 30 cars all the way back to Glenn Jameson in the 30th spot. Mike McCauley up there in the booth. Going to be watching track steward. Taking care of everyone tonight. Hal Amy in that 16th position tonight. We've got a lot of cars out here on this track. Pace car, pace truck getting ready to pull off. So here's your pole sitter on the outside. I don't know if it's going to give it to the 4, if it's going to give it to the 10. Based off time, Rick Fagone going to be your pole sitter. WFO getting ready to go green.
Green flag.
And green flag is out. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, night racing, 125 laps. Already lap 1 out of 125, and we've got the 4 car on the inside. Jerry Cochran getting a great start with Wimbish kind of giving him a little shove there. Richard Holland looking good. He's following suit, but the 4 making a push back on the outside. Jerry Cochran, the 3rd, looked like he was going to make some headway, but the inside's prevailing. We got Wimbish getting loose right in front of the 31. John T. Wimbish lost it a little bit there, just for a split second. He's lost a ton of ground here. He's looking loose a little bit in 1 and 2 as well. Look at all these trucks coming around this place. It's beautiful to see. Weaving and moving around on the backstretch. Remember, this is the same truck league that last week went almost caution-free at Daytona for over 70 laps, no cautions. Incredible job, a lot of talent in this group of guys. And right now we're keeping it clean and green. We've ran 3 out of 125. There's Hal Amy on the outside. He's trying to get around John T. Wimbish now. Richard Holland leading this thing. Wasted no time getting up to the front, but now Logan Keys on the inside. 42 truck trying to take it away. 55, Todd Cleveland. Copenhagen truck. He's working the inside as well. And now we got the 69 of Larry Dickerson as Holland falls back to 3rd. Let's ride on board with Holland real quick. We've got our helmet camera on the gyro right now. And this is exactly Richard Holland's point of view right now. Larry Dickerson just behind him. Looked like he was going to make a pass, but the run kind of settled down. Top 6, top 7 has kind of pulled away from the rest of the pack. We'll go back here to the O2 of Matt Egan. He's side by side with Rick Fagone. And they've made up a little bit of ground in the 14, or the 12 actually, of Cody Williams. The 14 of Jeff Martin side by side into 3 and 4. Trying to decide who's going to be in that 8th position. Hal Amy not able to get around Wimbish, and since then he's kind of rebounded. Wimbish pulling away. Hal Amy running just outside the top 10 in the 11th spot. He's gained 5 positions already. There's Troy Cook in the 51. A lot of cars out here. We've got the 77 to Helmlinger. It's good to see him back for a consistent season. Some of these guys that we haven't talked about much. Jerry Cochran Jr. That 82. There's the 4 that started up on the outside. Your pole sitter. He's fallen all the way back to the 14th position. It's a great qualifying effort for these two, but they're losing ground quickly. Brian Beach, last week's winner in the 18. Trying to Baja Blast it again. He's in 16th right now. Big separation here between these two groups. You see the gap up there to Garrett Helmlinger. And then an even bigger gap between that and Troy Cook in the 51. This front pack has not pulled away from each other, and now the 55 going after the lead. He's going to lead this time by. Todd Cleveland getting it done right now. Seems like once you get out to the lead, people start drafting you. As Matt Egan starts to pull the draft on the 55. He might be able to make a move on the inside. It's going to take 15 or so laps before these tires start to fall off, and Las Vegas is kind of wide open for those first 10 to 12. Matt Egan blinks out for just a second there. Nose camera not working on this Toyota for some reason. Tried to adjust that stuff from the start, but apparently it wasn't set up for all the vehicles out here. I apologize for that. It is set up for Rick Fagone's car with his helmet camera. You can see what he's seeing right now. He's got the 43 to the inside. Caterpillar machine, I like it. Not really sure where that truck is being scored right now because I'm looking for the proper number. It's James Lee. He's got a lot of trucks behind him. They're really hungry. The top 10's kind of broken away from the rest of the field. 42 takes the lead back now. Lots of side-by-side battles for the lead. 55 of Todd Cleveland. 42 Logan Keys. Matt Egan. 31 Richard Holland. These guys have been going back and forth now for about 11 laps. And I don't think they're going to settle down anytime soon. Matt Egan thought about poking it up in there. Richard Holland closed the door on him. Now Egan's pinned down on the inside. It seems like the outside's starting to prevail. Maybe a little bit higher line, getting the speed going. Caution free, coming up on lap 14. I am really impressed with the run that these guys are putting on right now. 30 cars out here on the track. Incredible driving by this entire top 12. Now Richard Holland up on the outside. 69 of Larry Dickerson. Just behind him, cracked the top 5 now for the 69 machine. One of the things that we've noticed over the course of time with Las Vegas, track at night, really grippy. And about the point that you would think the tires are going to fall off, it's kind of single filed out. You're not seeing these side-by-side battles anymore. And that means that some of these guys might have been trying to pass too much, hold it down on the inside for too long. We got the 86. John Sanu off pace here, getting lapped by the leaders. Not sure what happened to the Luke Oil Toyota, but he's going to lose a ton of ground here. He's way down on power. But we're noticing this truck, it's just starting to settle down. A lot of the guys are single file again. We're looking just outside the top 10 with Hal Amy riding on board with him. When we go back to the blimp camera, you can see that the whole track, single file. Let's go back here to the 77. And some of these guys starting to catch up. We got the 17 of Tommy Haynes. He's made up a lot of ground. There's a 24 Dakota Floyd. This is about the 13th, 14th position. NASCAR race view on the hood of that thing. That's a sharp looking ride. Let's check in here with Mayhem Moody. He's in the 88 machine, having a tough night tonight. Looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage on that truck as well. The old Jarrett throwback paint scheme on that machine though. Having a tough time tonight. Blew the engine. That machine popped just now. It was overheating. Looks like the 88 of Mayhem Moody has had some mayhem in the oil pan. He's going to have to pull it behind the wall tonight. He's coasting down 3 and 4. Tough break for him. You can hear the machine is completely shut off. No RPMs on this truck. And it's going to be done for the night. Just trying to survive. It had all that damage. Checking back in here. Hal Amy running in the 11th position. Troy Cook just behind him. Brian Beach, he's just right outside the top 10. These guys have been fighting. 86 of John Sanu a lap down, but there's a 75. We haven't talked much about Chuck Sweeney. He was exceptionally well at Daytona. We mentioned his name quite a few times, but now kind of stuck back here in traffic. Looks like Sweeney is struggling just a little bit here tonight. The green and black machine going around. That thing needs a sponsor on it. Looks like we might be coming up on green flag pit stops. Some of these guys checking up. 55 truck pulling it down in. We've got some accidents. I think we've got a wreck right here. We got the 8 car. He's hitting the commitment cone. He slides down through the grass. Almost hits the previous leader. 55 was out of shape. Lap 23, no caution. But a couple different guys. Let's go take a look back at that. We had a bunch of cars there. 17 getting into somebody. I don't know how we didn't have a caution. Look at all these saves that we had going on. Incredible. I'm not sure if they were coming up on green flag pit stops or if some of these guys just kind of checked up for something happening in front of them and other guys didn't see it. Now the field's good and spread out. Matt Egan, your leader right now. He's coming down pit road for sure. He checked way up. He's going to lose a little bit of time here on pit road. Larry Dickerson also coming in. Larry Dickerson beat him into pit road, actually. But Jeff Martin going to be scored P1 now. He comes down the back stretch. Looks like he's going to go one more time, maybe. Maybe he's coming down pit road this time. Wimbish behind him. 42, Logan Keys. Great job entering pit road for these guys. 75, great, gaining a lot of ground. Chuck Sweeney. Past 3 or 4 guys coming into pit road. But now the 82 going to be scored across the line. There's a 51 of Troy Cook coming out of pit road. "26 green flag laps, and boy did we get close to a caution, but right now sitting pretty. Larry Cochran Jr. or Jerry Cochran Jr. coming down pit road. Al Amy following suit. 70. We haven't talked much about Burt Wilson tonight, but that 3 truck looks like, I don't know if he's got damage. He's got a lot of damage. I don't know what's going on with the 3 truck. He went through a lot of pit stalls here. I don't know if he's got damage. That machine's not working right, though. Or he ran out of fuel. He got ran over somewhere at some point. Left side of that thing, pretty beat up. What's up, DMS? All right, so Jerry Cochran, Larry Dickerson, they came down pit road. I thought we saw the 82 already come in. I'm very confused, guys. I'm starting to lose my mind here. There's a lot of stuff going on that I don't quite understand. We had the 70 of Burt Wilson, lost a ton of time. Somehow got in front of Hal Amy, who was not up to speed on pit road. So he got kind of bumped into the inside pit wall. He lost a ton of ground. You've got the 42, who was the previous leader. Led a few laps here. Logan Keese, he's all the way back. Now 3 wide with the 70, and Matt Egan on the outside. But Larry Dickerson being scored your leader, and he's way ahead of this field. Massive lead for the 69. And he looks like he's running away a little bit. There was the 8 truck that was in part of that deal coming into pit road. What's going on, Denise? Chat, try to help me figure this out. I have no idea what's going on the track. I know the leader is the 69, but we've had such a shuffle for positions. Some of these guys that were leading the race are now finding themselves all the way in the back of the field. The 55 of Todd Cleveland. He's in the, what appears to be the 28th position right now. I'm baffled. He's 2 laps down. Then we've got Brian Beach, who was up there in the top 10 at one point. He's 12th. I'm not sure. Some of these guys cycled pit stops. Must have had some problems on pit road. 31, Richard Holland. No idea where he's at. I'm looking for his number right now. I'm not seeing it. So the 31 of Richard Holland. I really wish I had an idea because my timing and scoring is not showing him. Okay, he's 24th. Tire rule tonight. These guys only get 4 sets of tires, and then based off the distance that they're running, it looks like Richard Holland might have got involved in an accident here because he's got a little bit of rear end damage. Let's check the calibration of our camera. Looks good on that angle, so bumper camera's still intact. But the 69 of Larry Dickerson, Richard Holland's a threat to go a lap down here tonight. The 69, Larry Dickerson, going to lead lap 34, coming up on 35 now. Matt Egan in the 2nd position, starting to make up a little bit of ground on him. Then you have Jeff T. Martin running in 3rd. Chuck Sweeney in the 75 in 4th position. And rounding out your top 5, that 43 Caterpillar Chevrolet of James Lee. There's been a handful of guys in and out of the top 5 all the way through this thing. We've had about 7 lead changes so far. No cautions. Clean all the way to lap 35. And some of the guys that we normally see up front struggling tonight. 31, Richard Holland. The 114 of Vern Bradley is actually rebounding tremendously. He's gained about 12 positions from where he began. But he's also still stuck mid-pack. Todd Cleveland was up front, 55, back 2 laps down in the 28th position. Troubles for Hal Amy on pit road. Some weird things going on this track tonight. Definitely been a gamble for every one of these guys as we approach lap 37. They're pitting about 24 laps into this run, so I would say about lap 50 you're going to see another flood of cars coming down. There's the 108 of Leo Lortz. This field very spread out. Blimp camera can't even cover how far they're spread. Larry Dickerson back here. There's cars all the way around this track right now. If you were sitting in the stands, you'd have a hard time figuring out who the leader was. 02 of Matt Egan has caught up to him though. There's the pass right here coming off of turn 2. He was peeking to the inside, getting a run down the back straightaway. 0-2 Matt Egan going to the inside in 3 and 4. Larry Dickerson high up. Just going to let him have the position. He caught him from that far back. Smart veteran move by Larry to not push the issue. And Matt Egan, your leader now at lap 40. 0-2 looking strong tonight. Larry Dickerson hasn't let go of him yet. Still on the bumper. That 0-2 so much stronger in 3 and 4 as he starts to pull away. Let's go back to Jeff Martin, check in with him. He's coming out of 3 and 4 now. They've put Richard Holland a lap down. So Holland will be the first car, I think, scored a lap down. Actually, Johnson New is a little bit ahead of Richard Holland. Then it's Hal Amy. Some of these guys looking for a caution to get a wave around, but it's been clean and green. What's up, Garrison? How's it going? Good to see you guys in the chat tonight. Reminder, you've done it before. We've got a lot of cars out here on the track, but go ahead and cast your vote for driver of the day. Hashtag your favorite driver in the chat. We'll keep track of the listing. We'll go back, tally those up. We do our post-race interviews with the top 3, but if we get someone outside of that top 3 for driver of the day, they'll get a special post-race interview. And right now, I think I'm going to give driver of the day to the 43 of James Lee. He's looking really strong. I like the way he's keeping it up there in the top 5. And I'm an underdog team for James Lee. He's not got a lot of teammates. He's just hanging out in the truck lobby. Jeff Martin, Dakota Floyd, those guys. So no team for this 43. And I think he's putting in a solid race here tonight at Las Vegas. Back up to the front, Matt Egan. Larry Dickerson still really close, within 0.2 of each other. Big rebound here. We were talking about Brian Beach kind of struggled and got outside the top 10. Now he's up to the 6th position. So his confidence level through the roof after last week's win at Daytona. Helmet camera shows you how much turbulence these guys have. Trenton 16 says the 4. Well, here's the 4. Jerry Cochran, the 3rd, and he's had a rough night. He started up front. 25 of Keaton Tripp started on the pole, must have had a late start. I don't know. He chose not to grid. He's in the 13th position currently, but he technically put up the fastest lap. I think the pole award will actually go to the 10 of Rick Fagone. And speaking of Rick Fagone, he's outside the top 10 in 11th position right now. What a great qualifying effort, but the 10 is struggling. He's got a car to his inside. That's a 24 Dakota Floyd. There's Keaton Tripp. He's all the way to the bottom. I think Ricky's going to lose 2 spots here momentarily. Then you've got the guy that was leading this thing a moment ago, Todd Cleveland, 2 laps down. He's being scored in 26th right now. Some of these guys, up and down nights. Matt Egan starting to make a little bit of ground on the 69 of Larry Dickerson. He's got it up to 0.3 of a second, just kind of maintaining that gap. We're approaching second round of green flag pit stops. These guys are really going to have to push it as far as they can. 4 sets of tires. And that'll be 3 sets, I believe, for pit, and then 1 set. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but that should be 1 set that is included on the car. So it's really, you're only going to get to pit 3 times for tires. Is that correct? Nonetheless, we'll figure out the details later. We got the 114 of Vern Bradley. We're starting to see some cars come off the pit road. Troy Cook, one of the first takers, and this is 2 laps shy of 50. If you remember, I said these guys are going to pit about every 24 to 25 laps. I'd be starting to stretch these fuel runs out a little bit. I think from here on out, if this thing keeps going green, we're going to have to stretch the run. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself trying to get a splash of go and no set of tires at the end. This will be the second round of pit stops at lap 50, so that'll put us at about lap 75 for the third set of pit stops. You've still got 50 laps to go that you're not going to be able to take tires. It should make things interesting. I think I would elect to save that last set for the very end. Richard Holland getting around, trying to be the first car a lap down. He's currently being scored in the 24th position. He's trying to get around Hal Amy. He's going to have to get up here to Burt Wilson for that lucky dog position. I don't know. I think the comeback here is just to save. If it stays green, these guys are stuck in that boat, so they're going to have to shorten the race up as much as they can. There's the 91 of Blair Patterson. That's a new name, South Point Motorsports on that machine. Haven't mentioned this name much. I think this is the first time that we've talked about him. Let's ride on board with him tonight. And here he comes down pit road. Oh, he locks it up. He almost puts it into the inside wall. We've got a few different guys. Larry Dickerson on pit road as well. 18, 14, 69. Here they come back out, and I think Chuck Sweeney is being scored as P1 as this all cycles through. Lap 51, he's coming down pit road. So these guys are right on track. If you pit it on lap 48, you're kind of screwed. I think you're going to have to save on this run, get that back up there to lap 75, or you're not going to have enough to make it the same amount of stops. I just don't foresee that working out well. That short pitting, I think, in this race going green is just not going to benefit. Like, we've got Troy Cook here, pitted on lap 23, pitted on lap 48. I don't think that's going to work out well for the 51. I think a caution would reset all of this, all the mistakes that have been made in tonight's race, but some of these guys a little off on the strategy. And maybe just wasn't able to save the fuel. You know, some of these guys got caught up front or didn't have a drafting partner. Had to come down pit road a little bit earlier than the rest. Check in with the 114. He's being scored 22nd position. Mountain Dew machine going around. Kind of an off night for Vern. But he's still on the lead lap. And I think he came down pit road, so he's kind of cycled in between the 11th to 20th position. Vern's kind of been in between there, but he's on the right track, pitting on lap 52 to make this. There's a 17 of Tommy Haynes, stretching the field further than anyone else. And I'm just curious. We got the 4 truck coming off of pit road. He's going to get a lap lead, but Larry Dickerson going to get around that machine. I'm curious who's going to make this. What's up, Logan Cook? Good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the stream. WFO Tuesday Truck Series. The Twisted Tuesday trucks. Tune in tomorrow night, guys. We're going to have the B car, the Wicked Wednesday Xfinity. Yours truly will be joining that. A lot of the same names that you're seeing out here tonight. Larry Dickerson's part of it. Chuck Sweeney's in there. Jeff Martin. Cody Williams, Rick Fagone. Ricky kind of rebounded here. Let's go back to 10th position. Check him out for a second. Back up in the 10th spot. We've got the 12. Cody Williams just in front of him. And some of these HJRM guys finding themselves really far behind the top 10. Barely in there. And then tough break for this guy. Both these guys here in the frame. They both had an off night tonight. Richard Holland really fighting hard to be that first car a lap down. He wants the lucky dog position. He doesn't want to have to stay out. He's got John Sanu in front of him. Tough break for him tonight. Brian Beach cracked the top 5. He's got the 14 of Jeff Martin just in front of him there. Sitting great in the points right now for Brian Beach. And if he finishes as it is, he'll remain the points leader. I don't think anyone that finished inside the top 5 is even close. And from Daytona. James Lee has fallen off just a little bit. Back to the 6th position. What's going on, Cindy? I don't know if you guys, I want your opinion. Do we like the helmet camera? Do we like the roof camera? We've got some new camera angles that we've been playing with. Pretty excited to talk about some stuff that I've set up with just the trucks here. If you guys like that stuff, I'll try to get a little more creative with it. Maybe try to do a rear deck lid camera. Matt Egan, your leader, 0.6 of a second, lap 59. As it all cycled through with the green flag pit stops, he's still out front. Fast time by. He's going to put up a 30.61. That almost identical to the lap previous at a 31.60. You do not like the roof cam. What about the gyro camera? We've got some gyro cameras. We've got some helmet cameras on some of these cars. Go on board with the 14 of Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin trying to take away the 2nd position from Larry Dickerson here. Didn't quite clear him coming out of 2. Looks like maybe Larry gave him a break there and let him in front of him. So Jeff Martin being scored P2. Larry Dickerson falling like a rock here. Chuck Sweeney going around him as well. We'll be back to Brian Beach. Will be the next car to get around in the top 5. Troy Cook being scored 6th position. He's starting to figure it out. Track has changed a little bit, or maybe some adjustments. Now he's got the 12. We're looking 3 wide off of 2. 3 wide down into 3 and 4. It worked out. 12 truck. Now Keaton Tripp getting around the 51. We were just talking about Troy Cook got up close to the top 5. And then just like that, flip-flop, camera time on Troy Cook. Cody Williams and Keaton Tripp go 3 wide with him, get around. Love the gyro cam and the helmet. All right, I'm glad you like it. We might need to adjust the roof cam if you're not a fan of it. We might need to do some adjustments. If there's anything that you don't like about it, let me know. Put it up there in the chat. So here we go. Back to your leader, Matt Egan. He's pulled out. Jeff Martin, about 0.6 of a second. Actually clicked the wrong vehicle there. Let's get that back in. But he's pretty close. CEO machine looking really good. 75 of Chuck Sweeney starting to come into his own. He was in traffic all race. Took him a while to get up here in this top 3, but now he's in there, and he's right on the bumper of the 14. But I tell you what, it's incredible how consistent Matt Egan has been putting up 31 sixes. I think he's going to be under fire here soon, though. Jeff Martin's pushing it pretty good, and he's got it down to 0.4 of a second now. Chuck Sweeney's starting to lose a little bit of ground. I think the 14's coming into his own. He might have the right recipe. Make the roof cam a little bit back and a little bit up. All right, we'll try those adjustments. See what we get next week. I don't really want to play with the cameras too much while we're live. I might try to do a little of adjusting while we're at commercial break. Let's find another truck and go with the roof cam. It needs to go a little bit back and a little bit up. I think you're right. I think we got it angled down a little too low. The roof on these trucks is a little tough, though. It's a little tough to judge. So I'll try to work on that for you. Try to model some of these cameras off of real life cameras. It's kind of tough to get that fisheye look. 88 at Mayhem Moody back out on the track. Had some engine troubles early in the race. Currently being scored in the 30th position, 4 laps down. But Mayhem still out there putting some laps in. We were talking about this guy earlier, 43. He's fallen down to the 12th spot. You still have my vote for driver of the day. That's James Lee, but he's going to have to get back up there in that top 5. I'm starting to lose faith in his top 5 finish here as he falls back to 12th, about 12 seconds, 10 seconds back from the top 5. It's going to be a lot of ground to make up. 77, Garrett Helmlinger. He was just outside the top 10 a moment ago before we had our first set of green flag pit stops. Now being scored in the 18th position. Tough break for Garrett here tonight. He's actually on the threat of going a lap down because the 02 of Matt Egan not too far behind. You saw the 77 just came out of 4. The 02 just going into 3. Not a lot separating these two. The driver of the day vote going out there for the 51. There's Troy Cook. He's in 7th right now. I've actually put him down as one of the few HJRM trucks that is having a great race tonight. You've also got the 10 of Ricky Fagone. And no, I mean, I take that back. We've got the 12 of Cody Williams up here in the top 5. So a lot of trucks to pay attention to. That's on me. Cody Williams, best HJRM truck on the track right now. We've got some other guys. We got Evolution Motorsports, Glenn Jamison, who's going to be scored in the 20th position, 1 lap down. It's a tough break for him tonight as well. Then you got Burt Wilson, who's also a lap down. So that team's having a tough night. Sky Racing, Leo Lortz, Steve Blankenship, Dave Moody, those guys very off pace tonight. Leo Lortz 3 laps down, Mayhem Moody 4 laps down. They're going to have a rebound here in this season. Maybe a get-together. The 51 is my dad. That's funny. The 51's my dad, too. I'm just kidding. Troy Cook coming off pit road. He's 54 laps to go. He's 4 laps shy of being on that 25 mark. He's not saving. I think he's gonna lose a lot of spots here. I think he's gonna get himself into a situation where he's gonna have to pit one more time more than the rest of the field, because this is in increments of 25. We got 125 laps. We've got 53 of them to go, and he's 4 laps shy of doing the 25 stops. This could be tough. Quick Cook 1 lap down, but he's going to rebound. As long as we stay green here, I think he's in good shape. 43. Going to let him by on the inside. There's John T. Wimbish in the 56. We have not had any other takers. We got the 10 car. The 10 car's 2 laps shy on this 25 stint. Some of these guys are going to have to stretch it a little bit further. As Ricky's coming down pit road all by himself. Mayhem Moody coming down pit road. Last car on the lead lap, Chris Parkman right now. He's actually being scored a lap down now as I say that, as he gets passed by the leader of Jeff Martin. And I believe the 02 has hit pit road of Matt Egan. So that's going to give Jeff the lead. Chuck Sweeney just behind Jeff. 51 laps to go, and these guys are in good shape. I think Jeff might come down this time. It's going to be close for him. But I think he'll be okay if he can stretch out the next run a little bit, maybe a lap or two. He should be in good shape to do this on an even 25. But really, like, I don't know. Some of these guys are just out of shape with the strategy. I think they were relying on a caution tonight. They did not expect this race to go green all the way through. And Chuck Sweeney has the 12 of Cody Williams just behind him. I think Chuck's going to maybe... Nope, 12 car, though, is going to be a taker. Cody Williams down pit road. Oh, Cody locks it up and almost loses it. Nice save by the 12. That could have been really bad. That could have ended that great run that he was having. Logan Keese, who was up there in that top 3, he was leading a couple laps there prior to this. He's down pit road. Larry Dickerson. Richard Holland's just begging for a caution right now. There goes the 12 of Cody Williams off pit road. Chuck Sweeney probably coming down this time. There he hits his stall. Got to be perfect. Nicely done. And now this all shakes out. I don't know who's going to be the leader. I think the 15 is still out there on the track. So Chris Parkman, if he goes one more time around, he might have the lead here. It's going to be scoring him in third. He didn't quite get around Chuck Sweeney. But I think if he comes down pit road, he's got the 82 on the inside of him there for a second. Chris Parkman might get a lap lead here before he hits pit road. Well, he's hitting the pit stall now. Announced it on the track. Let's see if he can get it. Keaton Tripp really close behind. I don't think they're going to let him do it. Nope, 75. Chuck Sweeney. Now we got a battle. This is for the lead, guys. This is for the lead. Chuck Sweeney, Keaton Tripp side by side. 25 gets by him. Now Keaton Tripp to the lead. Had the fastest lap in qualifying, but I believe he passed that 5-minute threshold for putting up a valid lap time. So he had to start all the way in the back with an EOL. And in a field of 30 cars, has worked his way back up to the lead. And with 47 laps to go, Keaton Tripp looking good out here tonight. So it's a great race here tonight at Las Vegas WFO Twisted Tuesday Truck Series. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. Brisket, not meth.
Oh, God.
I got your back, man. I got your back. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside.
We're back. Eaton Tripp leading this thing. Just a moment ago, the 12 car Cody Williams passed him. Takes over with 41 laps left. Keaton Tripp was looking really solid, but now he's lost a ton of ground, about 0.7 of a second. It's a big lead change. As we come into the closing laps, some of these guys have been kind of sandbagging it, I think, or maybe you just started way too far back in the race. And it's been tough. It's been a tough night for a lot of these cars. The 55, Todd Cleveland, started up towards the front. Hasn't been able to recover. No cautions here tonight. He's 2 laps down. We had a big problem with the first round of pit stops and put a lot of these guys in a bad situation. 31 of Richard Holland, another one of those vehicles that's just not recovered from that situation at all. The 3 truck of Hal Amy, he's stuck a few laps down. So some of these guys have been praying for a caution. It's went clean and green the whole start to now. And don't foresee us having a caution. I know we've got a lot of cars spread out, but these guys have been doing such a great job racing around each other, and Vegas has plenty of room to make passes. A lot of these guys have given and taken when they should have. One of those guys that has been really situationally aware is the 69 of Larry Dickerson. He's running in the 6th position, was leading earlier. We had Matt Egan catch up to him. He just kind of let him go. He didn't press the issue, raced too hard side by side, just kind of moved out of the way. Smart driving by all these guys, but there's the example right there that I can give you is Larry Dickerson. A lot of give and take out here on the track tonight. Chuck Sweeney in the 75 looked like he was going to get up there and crack the lead. He was really close to Keaton Tripp. He's since fallen back to the 4th position. And now we've got the 51 truck of Troy Cook out of nowhere. I think completely recycled here. Troy Cook, first one to pit, and has somehow figured out the speed and how to conserve these tires enough. So Troy Cook up to 2nd. 25 of Keaton Tripp losing a ton of ground here. Chuck Sweeney, these guys are falling way behind. 12 truck Cody Williams is just checked out. Look at him go, 12 car. Don't know where he found this speed from, but it looks good. Excellent drive by him tonight. Cody Williams going to lead with 36 laps to go. We're approaching that final pit stop. Some of these guys might not have taken their final set of tires, so that's another thing to throw out there. Some of these guys might have pitted for tires, some of these guys didn't. That's probably what we're seeing right now, as they only have 3 sets to pit on. Some of these guys might be just trying to run away with it, see how far they can stretch this lead out. This could come back to bite him, though, if we have a caution late. 31 of Richard Holland trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He's got that truck repaired, and he is fast, as he's 3 wide with Rick Fagone, Keaton Tripp, still 3 wide back here with the 42. Logan Keys, this is for the 4th position. They're still 3 wide. They're still thinking about it into 3. Keaton Tripp just gets cleared by the 10. We're going to put Rick Fagone up here in the 4th spot. He was under some heavy fire here. Larry Dickerson, the 69 truck. Look at him coming up through the field. Some of these guys might have elected to take right sides only, knowing that you got limited sets, but you still want that speed. Maybe 2 pit stops of right side tires only got him enough time up there to get to the front. But it's very interesting how these tire strategies are going to play. So the 12 truck, Cody Williams. We've got the 69 of Larry Dickerson. Still losing ground, though, to the 12. The 51 of Troy Cook just got passed for the second spot, so Larry Dickerson up to P2. They've got the 10 of Rick Fagone. Logan Keys just getting around him. That was for the 4th spot. 25 of Keaton Tripp. Mayhem Moody letting these guys go around. Checking with Hal Amy. He's got a lot of cars around him right now. 3 wide in front of him. The 14, the 02, the 63. 02 of Matt Egan really close to Hal Amy there for a second. They're still thinking about 3 wide. There's Chris Parkman. There it is, 3 wide into 1 and 2. Are we going to see a caution here? There's still 3 wide coming out of 2. Parkman hasn't given anything yet. He's trying to get a position away. This back here is for... Oh, the 02 gets into the 70. 02 of Matt Egan. This is actually around the... 02 is racing for, like, staying in the top 10. Then you got some guys that are a lap down that are trying to be the first car a lap down. This is all happening simultaneously. And that's why these guys are 3 wide. Some of these lap down cars were trying to pass other lap down cars. And there's nowhere to go. Back up here with the 12 of Cody Williams. He's running up on Leo Lortz here. 108 just disappeared there for a second. He's starting to blink out a little bit. But Cody Williams has this lead stretched out to 6 seconds. 5.75 as he comes out of turn 4. And he's holding it straight down. He hasn't lifted, but he does have a truck blinking in front of him. And I know that's an uneasy feeling. You sometimes might catch up to him and not know where they are on the track. But we're coming up 28 laps to go. Troy Cook had to hit pit road. He's going to have to stretch it, or he's going to have to make it one more stop. He's praying for a caution. If we don't have a yellow, he's screwed. I'm sorry, but he's just not in a good situation. I think that he won't make it on fuel from here on out. Pit Matt early and the first stop, and it just kind of dominoed through the race. 51 of Troy Cook might be in trouble, fans. I hate to call it, but I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a situation he's going to have to pit one more time than everyone else. There's a couple other guys that are in that situation, are really close on that line. If you see guys pitting, Rick Fagone, he's one of those trucks. It's going to be a little bit short, a lap or two short. They're going to have to make it one more stop. They're only making it 24, 25 laps, and 27 to go, 26 to go. I don't think it's going to work out well. Some of the other guys that are hitting pit road, Mayhem Moody's on pit road. Steve Blankenship coming in as well. In the 8 truck, he might have just parked it. I don't know. I can't quite tell in the 8 if it's parked or not. It might be parked for the night. There's the 43 going across just now on your screen. James Lee pulling into his stall. Right side's going up on that machine, so he's got that final set, and we've got 25 to go. I think he's sitting pretty. James Lee might be benefiting from this. Cody Williams, still your leader, and he's staying out there. We've got 25 left. Is he going to bring it down this time by? It appears he is. And, man, he's coming in hot. Nicely done by the 12 car. So the 12 of Cody Williams is in. That means Chuck Sweeting stayed out there on the track, and he was one of those guys that pushed it about 3 laps further than everyone else. He's going to get some laps led. Does he have a final set of tires? Did the 12 truck have a final set of tires? Yeah, it looks like he did. All right, there we go. Chuck Sweeney staying out there a little bit longer than everyone else. Probably going to bring that 75 truck down this time by. Some of these guys have mastered the art of saving fuel, staying in the draft, and being patient. 12 truck. Cody Williams coming back out onto the track. He's going to go 1 lap down, but remember, the 75's got pretty much the entire field a lap down right now. And he's going to bring it down pit road this time by. Chuck Sweeney coming down. Nicely done by the 75. Right in the helmet camera and show you how hard it is to hit a pit stall in this place. Got to do it perfectly. He made it look really easy, though. There's been a number of times I've slid through a pit box. He just made that look effortless. So as we all cycled out, the 12 truck, Cody Williams, going to go back to the lead here. He got on and off pit road a little bit faster than Chuck Sweeney did. Keaton Tripp in the 2nd position. And he's pretty far back. He's got about 9 seconds to make up here as we cross the line. It's actually going to be scored as 6. But it's growing. That gap is growing. .42 Logan Keys inside the top 5. He's rebounded from some of the issues he had it earlier, and great job by the 42 team to get him back out there, get him on and off pit road. That's top 5 truck. He was driving it well. Fell out of the top 10, but there he is. Black Rifle Coffee back up in the top 5. Guys that have had self-destructive races. And it's tough to see because you know that they had the potential to be up front. There's the 24 of Dakota Floyd, and he's another one of those guys that has the potential to run up front, and just the race implodes before him. They just have to figure it out. Some of the patience or disciplinary things that you have to do as a race car driver apply to iRacing as well, and you just got to have a perfect night. So the 12 truck, Cody Williams, your leader. Keaton Tripp in the 2nd spot. 25 looking strong. He's trying to get around Richard Holland, who had his lap back for a moment there. Maybe trying to stretch the run. I'm not sure. 19 laps to go. 4-second gap. Larry Dickerson in the 69, running 3rd right now. Just behind him, Troy Cook, Hungry 51 truck. He is definitely catching up to that 69. Chuck Sweeney lost a few positions here. Came in as the leader. He's running 5th, but he's 3 seconds back from the 42 of Logan Keys. You've got Matt Egan, who was leading this race earlier. The 02. He's about 15 seconds back. He's trying to snap away the 9th position, snatch it away from Brian Beach. And a yellow with 17 laps to go. We ran 110 laps almost, caution free. We're going to have to figure out where this caution is on the speedway. All right, we figured it out. Side by side, the 91 truck running outside with Blair Patterson in the 114. They get into it off of turn 4. Bouncing off that machine several times. Let's go on board with the 91 real quick. Looked like maybe the 114 came up a little bit, and the 91 kind of held his ground. I'm not sure. Let's go back one more time. Well, let's go with the blimp camera here and see if we can get a better angle of it. I'm not sure. I might call that a racing deal. I think both those guys will kind of shoot for the same exit there. Tough break for the 114 and the 91, and they were already having frustrating races, and that probably didn't help it any. So caution with 15 laps to go. This is going to shake everything up. We've got guys that... Right there, Troy Cook. I told you he was going to have to make one more stop. He comes down pit road. I knew he was in a bad situation. The caution bailed him out. 100% that caution bailed him out. But I don't think he needed to pit with the caution coming out. I think that because we ran pace laps, I think the 51 would have made it to the end. He was about 4 laps shy on fuel, but I think he could have saved enough under caution that he would have been able to make it. And that's just one of the things. Troy has been out of the iRacing altogether for a while. This is his first season back at WFO for a while. And it's just things that you got to think about that you're going to have to get used to. And, you know, he'll get back into the groove. He's running fast. He's still fast. By no means has he lost that ability. But I think some of the things that that you don't have to think about maybe in real-world racing apply to iRacing in a different aspect. You know, you've got the math right there in front of you. You're the crew chief. You're the judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to your race. Okay, so you're the crew chief. You're the driver, and ultimately you have to be the spotter as well. You have to listen and pay attention to where people are on the track when the guy comes down pit road that's leading the race, or you know when everyone's on a pit cycle. So it's a tough break, but Troy, he'll rebound from this. I think he's going to be okay this year. So anyway, 14 laps to go. We're going to take the green with probably 13 to go. I think we're going to get cycled through here on all these pit stops. And the 12 truck of Cody Williams, Keaton Tripp on the outside, Larry Dickerson being scored in the 3rd spot. You can see the 69 is down there saving fuel. So he might be cutting it a little bit close here. But I think that he's going to be okay. I think all these guys are going to be okay. If they were a couple laps short, I think Rick's in the good now. These guys that were, you know, 2 laps shy should be okay now with this caution. Look at all the cars on this track. This is awesome to see. All these trucks still out here. 90% of the field that started this race is still out on the track. Awesome. Awesome job by these guys. But with 14 to go, I don't think we've seen the end of the fireworks. $13 laps to go coming up. Make sure you vote for Driver of the Day. Hashtag your driver's number in the chat. Post-race interviews with the top 3 and Driver of the Day. It's as simple as hashtag. And if you don't know what a hashtag is, it's a pound sign. I know some people might still call it that. But here we go, 12 car. Cody Williams getting ready to start it up. First caution of the night, first restart of the night. Keaton Tripp trying to take it away. Keaton's been strong. He's looking good. I think he's got the potential here. 69 Larry Dickerson led some laps. Jared Neese says the 25 all the way. Here we go. We're setting up for a great finish here at Las Vegas tonight. Racer Jake, number 8, Steve Blankenship. A lot of trucks getting ready to go green. This did bail out some of these other guys that were being scored a lap down that have been having a tough race all race long. Maybe some wave arounds, I don't know. Number 3 from Matthew Dudley. We got another vote for the 51, but that's only going to count as 1. There's another vote for the 3. Pace truck pulling off. Hitting the Geico restart zone. And 3, 2, 1, green flag is out. We're off racing at Vegas. 12 truck gets an amazing start. Keaton Tripp dropped down a little bit early. I think that they might black flag him for that move. I don't know if there's a rule for the line changing before the finish line. But we got 3 wide. Larry Dickerson back here in the second, third spot. 75 gets to the inside. Chuck Sweeney coming for gold. He moves up to the third position. 14. Jeff Martin. Now he's to the bottom of the Larry Dickerson machine. 42 Akis. Rick Fagone joining in on the party. Side by side, Chuck Sweeney, Keaton Tripp. Oh, we got a peek to the inside by the 69. Last minute move there by the 69. He gets into the side of the 25 is sideways. We're going to have a big wreck. 10 truck, Rick Fagone involved. 77, Garrett Helmlinger. And the yellow's out. Johnson, who almost cleans Keaton Tripp off the backstretch at the last second, moves out of the way. Keaton Tripp's going to park it behind the wall for tonight. Let's go back and take a look at that. I told you we weren't done with the fireworks. Let's rewind this just a little bit. You saw him going side by side, and it was 3 wide. 69 Larry Dickerson just peeked to the inside there for a second, and then he couldn't hold it down on the bottom. Gets a little touch. I don't know if he had initial contact with the 14 or not. Let's go back and look at that. Maybe a hood cam on the 14 here. Nope, no initial contact. The 69 just loses it there. Couldn't hold it down on the bottom. And we've got fire. So there's caution number 2 with 10 laps to go. Let's see if we can pull up Cody Williams here. Cody Williams, 12 truck. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
So you're up front here with about 9 laps to go. We're coming up on the 1 to go. Thing looks fast. A lot of traffic behind you, though, and Chuck Sweeney looking pretty strong. Got around the 69. They went 3 wide behind you and bring out that second caution.
Yeah, probably a sitting duck here. Chuck's got better tires than I do, so we'll just try to see what we can do. Get us top 5. Hopefully, come out of these first 2 races with some good points.
Well, it's looking good, man. The 12 truck out of nowhere. You were on the right strategy, splitting those 25s like we talked about. You got anything for him, man? Just put it out there, all right?
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, we had the strategy worked out perfect. If it would have stayed green there, I think we would have had us a win. But we'll see if we can stay in this top 5 and get us some good points coming out of this race.
All right, well, good luck to you.
10-4, thanks, guys.
HRM driver number 12, Cody Williams, leading this thing here with about 8 to go as we get ready to go green. Lights are going to go out on the Pace truck. A Chevrolet getting ready to pull down pit road next time by. Some of these guys back here at Chuck Sweeney, he's looking really strong here in the closing laps of this race, and he had to struggle with a lot of traffic. You've got the 14 of Jeff Martin as well. He's had a strong night all night, maintained a top 5. He could come out on top. Some of these guys got a little bit better tires. And then you got last week's winner, Brian Beach. He's sitting in 5th. Matt Egan on the outside led some of this race earlier. This field group back up. It's going to be interesting. Lights are out on the Pace truck. I think they might have waved at 1 lap here. We probably could have pulled the 75 up here for an interview. But nonetheless, man, we're getting ready to go green, and anybody out there in chat, pick a winner. I know we picked driver of the day, but I'm gonna call it right now. I'm gonna say that the 02 of Matt Egan pulls it off. I think the 02 of Matt Egan's hungry for a win. He hasn't had one in a while. I think the 02 can do it. I think he can get it done. All right, lights will officially go out on this pace truck. If they don't, we're going to have the 82 and McCauley shoot them out. Because we need to get that thing out of the way so we can find out who's the fastest guy here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. WFO Wicked Wednesday Truck Series. It's been a battle. 2 cautions here in the closing. But still, kudos to how clean these guys have been racing. How great of a job they've done tonight. Unfortunate break for the 25 at Keaton Tripp. Going to take it behind the wall tonight. The 10 truck, Rick Fagone, got involved in that accident. He finds himself back up in the top 15. And he's got a lot of work to do. Well, I'm just so used to plugging it. It's the Twisted Tuesday Truck Series now. It used to be the Wicked Wednesday Truck Series. That's that muscle memory kicking in. Cody Williams puts it down in second gear. Pulls the clutch, checks the belts. There he goes. Ready to hit the loud pedal. Watch that right foot. This is on board direct helmet camera. We're going to ride around the green flag start with Cody Williams. Green flag is out. Here we go. 14 truck, Jeff Martin, Matt Egan down all the way on the bottom. 3 wide into 3 and 4. Peeking down to the inside. There goes the 14 of Jeff Martin past 2 guys. Matt Egan, Chuck Sweeney looking for second position. We've got a turn. 18 truck hard in the outside wall. Yellow's coming out. 4 truck involved in this as well. Oh, we got a big wreck. Mayhem Moody also involved in it. Some of these guys had nowhere to go. That's going to set us up for a green-white checker. Vote for the 12 of Cody Williams. Let's take a look here and figure out what happened on the track. We saw Brian Beach getting sideways there for a second. But did he have initial contact? Let's take a look. He came up the track, a little contact, the 4 bounces. They bounce off of each other several times through the tri-oval. And the 18 of Mayhem Moody, just nowhere to go. He gets shoved through there by Parkman. Let's ride on board with those boys. They were 3 wide, 42. Keese in the middle. Leo Lortz, the 51 of Troy Cook checks up. The 4 truck is at a dead stop. And this, the 88 has nowhere to go. Rips the whole nose off of that truck. Unfortunate series of events there for those guys. But here it is. Chuck Sweeney fell back a little bit. The 02 of Matt Egan and the 14 of Jeff Martin. They're going to have a great restart. Let's pull Jeff Martin up here in the booth. Jeff Martin, it's Bradley Cooper in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right, I'm going to turn you up just a little bit. You're a little quiet. Have we had another caution number 3, and it's kind of thrown a wrench into everybody's strategy. It's shuffled this field up, and here you sit, second position, able to go 3 wide and get a pass on Larry Dickerson, Chuck Sweeney, and just cleared traffic really well. What do you got for him here at the end?
Cody's a tough guy, man. I'll just have to try to either tuck behind him or race like hell around with him and see what can happen. I do got Matt back here. He's in here with us, so we'll see. But Matt wants to win also, so who knows what's going to happen at this point.
Well, I did pick the O2 to get it done. I know Cody feels like a sitting duck. We talked to him just prior to the other caution, and I mean, we still got a lot of racing left to do. There could be another wreck. This it seems like back in the top 15, there's some shuffling going around with lap traffic, so anything can happen.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you, Jeff, and try to get it done.
Appreciate it, Coop.
All right, there's the 14, Jeff Martin. He's down there with Matt Egan. We've got 3 laps to go. We're getting ready to reset this field and get ready for a green-white checker. I think that's what's going to be the case. Lights are still on the pace truck. So let's pull Matt Egan up here. Let's get on board with the O2. Matt Egan, you got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
All right, Matt, we've seen 3 wide battles. We've seen you up front leading this thing, and we've seen you all the way back to 12th position. You've rebounded. What's it going to take here? Perfect restart?
It's going to take a perfect restart. It's going to take a whole lot of luck. I really don't know. I'm just happy to be where I'm at right now. We've had an amazing race.
Well, you're celebrating 70 years on the side of that. The A&L Tools machine looking really good tonight. And I'm pulling for you, man.
A&L Foods and the Pine Creek Railroad, New Jersey Museum of Transportation. That's the one celebrating 70 years. Great organization there if you're in the state of New Jersey. And A&L Foods, #1 in kosher.
10-4, man. All right, well, good luck. I'm pulling for you. I picked you to win, so don't let me down.
Hey, last time you picked me at Dega, we produced, so hey, maybe it's some good luck. We'll see what happens.
10-4. Well, there's the O2 of Matt Egan, and the lights are going to go out on this pace truck this time by 12 truck. Feels like a sitting duck right now. You've got Cody Williams, Jeff Martin, Matt Egan, Chuck Sweeney, Rick Fagone, John T. Wimbish, James Lee, Kyle Stewart. The 20 truck of Kyle Stewart up in the top 10 here in the closing laps. Haven't mentioned that name all night long. Look at him. Then you got Garrett Helmlinger and Vern Bradley. Way to put that back up in the top 10. That Mountain Dew Chevy is beat up, but it's up there. So here we go. Double file. Pace truck going to make that long, slow loop. To describe what's going to happen, the green flag will drop. We will go a lap around this speedway. If they make it back around to the white flag, regardless of what happens on the track, if there's another wreck, the yellow will not come out. They'll race back to the line. If a caution does come out, it will have to happen before they make it around for the second lap to take the white. Right now, green flag going to come out of turn 4. Jeff Martin on the outside. Matt Egan just behind the leader of Cody Williams. Chuck Sweeney lost a lot of spots on that last restart. Can he make it back up? Then you've got the 10 truck of Rick Fagone, who's been having a tough break all race long. Pace truck pulls off. Here we go. Green flag is out, and there goes Cody Williams. Down to the bottom, 14, Jeff Martin holds up the outside a little bit. Matt Egan now on the inside. Jeff Martin held up the 75 as they're looking 3 wide again in the 1 and 2. Matt Egan down on the bottom. We've got some 3 wide behind him way back in the pack. 12 truck Cody Williams. He has Matt Egan peeking down all over the back bumper. Will they make it to the white flag this time around? Jeff Martin has lost a ton of ground here. He's fallen back to the 5th position with Chuck Sweeney on the outside. 43 rebounds now into the top 5. James Lee up there. Here's a pass for the lead. Down all the way to the bottom. Matt Egan, white flag is out. They're side by side coming off of turn 2. Matt Egan going to lose a little bit of ground here. He's got the 10 truck of Rick Fagone on the outside now. Rick Fagone up to 3rd. 0-2 off of turn 4. 12 truck, Cody Williams. Does he have enough? To the line, it's going to be close. Here they come across in the 12 and the 0-2. The 12 truck of Cody Williams wins it sideways across the line. The nose of Matt Egan held him up there. And Rick Fagone's going to come home in third. Photo finish here at Las Vegas. Let's go back and take another look at that. Incredible finish. Let's go back. We gotta take a look at that. That was insane. 12 truck of Cody Williams. Let's go with the blimp camera. These guys are side by side. Ricky trying to hold him off. Bump into the 02, the 12. Big wreck there across the line. One more time. We gotta just play it in slow motion with the single camera. There's the 12 of Cody Williams across the nose of Matt Egan. Rick Fagone sneaking just out ahead of the 43, Jeff Martin. Incredible finish, James Lee. Congratulations to Cody Williams. A lot of carnage there at the end. But there's the 12 truck of Cody Williams burning it down. Lots of damage on that machine, but he doesn't care. All right, we've got post-race interviews with your top three. We're going to get a final tally here. I believe driver of the day is going to go to the 12 truck. And he did it. Driver of the day. Burn it out, Cody. We'll be right back after this. Racing. It's in our blood. From the No Limits of Texas. To the high-speed banks at Daytona.
I mean, nobody's going to catch that 3 truck of Hal Amy as he takes it.
From the drop of the green flag. To green flag pit stops. To their DNA. We live for it. There's 7 nights in a week. And only one night matters to us. The moment to prove that we're the best. Laying down an entire season. Pushing the limits. We're made for it.
Bumper, Artie Peterson out to the lead. Glenn Jameson's pushing hard now. Garrett behind him. Top 5 could throw a blanket over it. Artie's going to drop down to the inside. 10 car's going to start pushing. These guys are getting a little dicey back in 5th and 6th place. Little contact between the 14 and the 70. 63, 3 wide in the front. Artie Peterson stuck out in the middle. Brandon Winning, we got a car down on the apron, 70 car, and now a car up in the wall. We got a wreck behind him. 1 lap to go. Rick Fagone has got the position right now. Garrett Helmlinger and Glenn Jameson neck and neck. We got a push on the inside, push on the 10 car. Rick Fagone looks like he might pull it off neck and neck at the line in the 10. Oh, the Garrett Helmlinger, I can't believe what I just saw. It looks like Garrett Helmlinger.
Survival of the fittest. 16 chase drivers. 1 championship. Who's got what it takes? As they give the command to start the engines, it's time to find out. WFO is live right now. We're down here in Las Vegas, Victory Lane, with the 12 truck of Cody Williams. Just talked to him 2 cautions ago, and here he is. Figured it out. You had Matt Egan on the inside, man. You had him right there. It was close, side by side, coming off of 4.
Oh man, yeah, that was awesome. That was a fun race. Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen there, but I knew having Ricky behind me was going to help. You know, I knew he was going to go with me and stay with me wherever I went. And I think just that's all him, man. I just, that was so. Oh my God, I'm so excited. That's awesome.
Well, you were riding right across the hood of the O2, right at the finish line, and you guys made some initial contact. We're watching it right now. You guys were just side by side. It was so close, but Matt Egan might have edged out there without maybe tapping that door. Do you think?
I don't know. It was close. I had a pretty good run on that high side, but he said he just come up and door tapped me. He said he was trying everything he could to get the win, and so big crash right after start finish line, but we come out of there with a win. That's dude. I can't ask for anything better. A second and a first in the first 2 races, and just try to keep this momentum going, man, for HJRM.
Well, we're riding on board with Rick Fagoni. Hit the catch fence. I hope that machine's okay. I hope he's doing all right, but he went for one hell of a ride there. But excellent finish here tonight, Cody. I saw you come from out of nowhere, and you were on the right strategy, so I'm glad you got it done anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We kind of talked about strategy as a team before the race, and it would have worked out for everybody. I think Ricky and Richard got some contact early and kind of put them behind, but our strategy as far as the fuel and the tires goes was absolutely perfect. I mean, if the caution wouldn't have come out, I had a 4 or 5 second lead and pulling away. So I appreciate those guys, working with those guys on my team. Getting together before the race and getting our strategy down before the race even starts is helps out so much. So I can't tell them guys thank you enough, and everybody at WFO and you coming in and doing the broadcast, man. That was so much fun. It was a hell of a race, and I can't wait to go to Atlanta now.
Well, I can hear it in your voice, man. This one's different. This one means a lot, and
Yeah.
you had that race last week at Daytona, and just to be able to finish Daytona is its own thing. But now you come here and you have a great performance. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank for tonight, Cody?
Just all the normal people, man. You for putting on a hell of a broadcast, and all the guys at WFO, all the admins, Michael and Hal and Vern and everybody that puts on the league, and of course my teammates. They, like I said, we work together so well, getting these strategies down pat before the race even starts, and it always seems like it comes down to something like this where strategy doesn't matter, but you never know what's going to happen in a race. So I appreciate the hell out of those guys, and we'll go to Atlanta and see if we can't, stay out of another wreck there and get another win for HCRM.
We appreciate your time, man. We look forward to next week at Atlanta. We hope to talk to you again. Congratulations.
Hell yeah, man. Woo!
There's your winner tonight. Let's burn it down with him one more time. 12 truck. Cody Williams. Getting it done at Vegas. All right, we've got the O2 of Matt Egan to talk to. Man, it was close. It was a close one out there. You were just door tap. You tried it. You tried the door tap there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do whatever you can to try and win one. I wasn't going to try and turn him before in the corner, but I figured I'd try that coming to the start finish line, give him a little nudge. But I mean, I can't be mad with second. That was an awesome finish right there. That's got to make a highlight reel or a commercial or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it should definitely be in the previews. We've been talking about making another video and another intro, and as the channel grows, we're going to have to add these highlights. I think that's definitely in the top 5. It's not quite the wall ride at Martinsville, but it is up there in the top 5.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm just happy to finish second. I know I just said that, but I got to say again, I mean, after the week last week at Daytona, I had such bad luck there, wound up crashing out 56 laps in the Xfinity race. I'm just thrilled with second place. And the night we had, I really can't be mad at it. We led a ton of laps. I don't know how we led a ton of laps, because I usually run around 15th, 10th place if I'm lucky. So I really don't know how I had such a good night, but I'm just thrilled with it. I can't be upset with second place finish at all.
Well, the O2 looks strong out there. You led, I think, a portion of about 20 laps or so, and You and Larry Dickerson went back and forth. You had a top 5 truck all night, so don't take anything away from yourself. But excellent job, man. You got a lot of confidence. We get to Atlanta next week. What do you got in store for them there?
I wish I could say I'd show up and have a good run, but I won't be here next week. I'll be working, unfortunately. I'm going to try and race every other week. I will be racing the Xfinity cars next week. I should be off for that one. But the way my schedule works out, I won't be able to compete full time. Wish I could, because I love the truck, and it's a great group of guys to race against here.
Well, we're going through that finish one more time. You had the 12 truck across your nose right at the line, but congratulations. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank for that awesome second place?
Oh, without a doubt. First off, I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, WFO for giving us an amazing league to race at. Great group of people running it. It always has been. And if you're looking for a great place to race, come over here. And I'd like to thank sponsors, of course, Pine Creek Railroad, New Jersey Museum of Transportation. 70 years of operation this year. So we got a few more weeks left in our operating season if you want to come on down and check us out. And then, of course, A&L Foods, #1 in kosher. And that should about do it right there.
Matt Egan, well done. Excellent interview, by the way. Nicely executed. And we look forward to seeing you in the Xfinity series.
Hey, well, I did broadcast for 4 years, so I hope I'm good at talking just a little bit.
You got to kind of develop that to be a broadcaster, don't you?
Yeah, just a little bit. You figure it out over a little bit of time.
10-4. Well, Matt, we look forward to next week, man.
Hey, I'll look forward to it too.
Second place finisher, Matt Egan, and man, what a finish. Just an excellent job. All these guys that went clean and green. We've got one more guy to talk to here, and he went for one heck of a ride. Let's show you in slow motion. We've got the 10 truck of Rick Fagone, and you went for one hell of a ride, Ricky.
In the famous words of Corey Cook, I'm flying.
I'm flying. Yeah, you hit that catch fence and it ripped that machine to pieces, but finished third tonight on your roof. Just crazy all the way through this whole race. Just insane.
Holy hell, we were almost 5 or 6 wide there coming to the checkered flag, and I think you could throw 6 guys inside of a tenth of a second. I call that a hell of a finish.
Yeah, there was a moment there where Jeff Martin was up and kind of held the outside lineup, and the second restart just really shaped the way this race was going to finish.
Yeah, well, it definitely shaped my night for sure, because I was going to be about 3 laps short of fuel, and I was going to have to make a pit stop. And those late cautions helped me save enough to get to the checkered flag. So I think at the time the initial caution that come out, I think I was in 9th, 10th, or 11th. So to work my way back up to third place in the last few laps of the race and finish a solid podium is it's a hell of a finish for me. I'm super excited.
We saw outside the top,
dude.
you pumped up. It was a good rebound. This good rebound from Daytona. I know a lot of guys had, HDRM had a hard time there. You guys
got 6 in the truck, so.
Well, I mean,
not quite Cody 1-2. But
yeah.
Should put us
you guys
up standings there for the trucks, anyways.
You guys had a couple different guys that had tough nights tonight. Hal Amy and Richard Holland. What happened there? Because we missed exactly. It looked like maybe some guys were trying to come down pit road and guys got bunched up.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I think it might have been a racing deal on the track, just a couple guys getting into each other, and then it was right around the time people were going to make pit stops. But I think we still had 4 or 5 laps left of fuel, pretty much for the field, and that's how I got behind on the fuel, as I pitted about 2 laps earlier than most everybody, because I got contact with Richard Holland. I drove into the back of him. And Jesus, I thought the caution come out, and then all of a sudden I've got passed by 20 guys. I'm like, oh my God, they're still going. So everybody did a really great job clearing that mess in particular, because, I mean, we got 3 or 4 guys right in the middle of the pack going half speed. So, and all around, I mean, all tonight, I mean, shit, we went
108 laps, 108 laps under green.
Went a long time. So good job, fellas. Pat yourselves on the back. That's a good race in my book. It's pack racing at 1.5 miles. I'm not a fan of it, but I know there's probably some fans of it tonight. And well, I guess I'll change my mind a little bit. I'm a little excited about it. Third place.
Well, 10-4.
The alternative wasn't looking good for me. I was going to be outside the top 20, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. And we have the green white checkers, the way the thing's set up to go into overtime. You can be in 10th place with 5 to go, have a caution, and then green white checkers sets you up, and there you are. You're sitting in 5th, and you pass 2 cars. You're on the podium.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been a lot different starting on the outside. That's another thing that I got real lucky with, is having the inside lane for the last couple restarts, and it really helped, because if you were in the outside lane, you were getting passed by a couple, 2 or 3 guys easily, just from the momentum and the fact that the tires weren't really worn out with a couple of cautions. So yeah, we'll take it, Brad. We'll take it. We'll come here tomorrow night. Probably put her in the grandstand tomorrow night, but we'll give it all we got. I know the
So
car
you're going
was
to
a
try
little
to
loose.
clear the fence this time.
Yeah, yeah, gonna land on a pile of. Well, I'm gonna stop right there.
Well, I tell you what, Ricky, we'll carry on and transition. Who do you got to thank for tonight?
I got to thank teammates. I know we managed to help Cody push him clear out enough to get the win. Thank him. He had this thing pretty much won. I think there have been no cautions. It was the strategy and the tires. The guys that had the fresher tires on him, I think they were just a little too far behind to catch him. So want to thank him, Richard, Hal, Troy. We've got to thank you too. And I look forward to racing with you tomorrow night.
10-4, Ricky. Well, I look forward to tomorrow, and I look forward to maybe interviewing you next week.
All right. Well, yeah, I got to thank Vern too for putting the league together, and Michael McCauley for adminning, and I'm not sure who was doing the admin jobs tonight, but thank them, and yeah, well, basically thank everybody except for Nation. So yeah, pretty much covered all the bases.
Perfect. Nicely done. All right, my guy. We'll see you next week.
All right, be right. Have a good night, bud. Thank you.
Yep. There's the 3rd place finisher, and I would like to apologize, Diana. I forgot all about it. That's on me. 12 truck. Cody Williams also voted driver of the day. Gets the victory here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's put that finishing order up on your screen. We had Cody Williams, driver of the day, race winner. Excellent finish here at the end. Matt Egan's going to come home in 2nd, just shy with a door tap. 10 truck we just interviewed, going to come home 3rd. James Lee, that was my vote. He did a great job. 43 truck coming home in 4th. Jeff Martin, top 5 finish for him tonight. Chuck Sweening, unfortunate. Looked like he was going to get up there in the podium. Going to come home 6th. John T. Wimbish, solid night. You know, he was in and out of the top 10 all night, but 56 truck, 7th spot. Garrett Helmlinger, 8th position. Good to see him back full time. Texas native, going to bring it home 8th. Larry Dickerson led some laps. Going to bring it home in the top 10. Not a terrible night for the 69, but 9th position for him. Kyle Stewart in the 20. Able to hold on and get that bush light up there in the top 10. Sneaking in. Logan Keys, 42, 11th. Troy Cook, 12th. I know that was a fan favorite to come home in the top 3. Unfortunate for the 12th spot, but still a solid night. Vern Bradley, in and out of the top 15. He's going to bring it home 13th tonight. Brian Beach got caught up in that accident just prior to the green-white checkered. He's going to be 14th. Richard Holland able to get back on the lead lap and bring it home 15th. Glenn Jameson will round out the cars. Actually, Burt Wilson, just behind him, will round out the cars on the lead lap. Then we have Hal Amy, Chris Parkman, John Sanu, Todd Cleveland, Tommy Haynes, Jerry Cochran Jr., Dakota Floyd, Leo Lortz, Jerry Cochran 3rd. Keaton Tripp, Mayhem Moody, Blair Patterson, and Steve Blankenship rounding out your field of 30. It's been another great broadcast here at WFO Twisted Tuesday Truck Series. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, follow, share, all the links, and never miss a single race as we go live flag to flag next week. Tomorrow night, we've got the Wicked Wednesday Xfinity Series. Yours truly will be joining a bunch of these guys that you've already been familiar with as we go to Las Vegas, yet again, night racing in the B car. Next week, Atlanta in the Twisted Tuesday Truck Series, and we go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Vern Bradley up in the booth broadcasting that race. Until then, guys, enjoy your evening. Hope you had fun. Take care. We'll see you next time. Racing. It's in our blood. From the No Limits of Texas, the high-speed banks at
And
Daytona.
I mean, nobody's going to catch that 3-truck of Hal Amy as he takes it.
And the drop of the green flag. It's a green flag pit stops. It's in their DNA. We live for it. There's 7 nights in a week. And only one night matters to us. The moment to prove that we're the best. Laying down an entire